Tiffany.
I'm Kinley.
I'm Jenna.
This is our FSE podcast for the Beauty and the Beast play. I was a statue and a wolf.
I was a fork. No, I was a spoon.
Oh yeah.
I was a spoon. Oh my gosh.
And I was the tall and sharp knife. And I was the audience.
Yeah, she was just in the audience. We just said, you want to be on the podcast? And she got to come.
So, what were all of y'all's favorite parts?
My favorite part was definitely the fight scene. It was either, I had two favorites, the fight scene and the part where I was a wolf and I kind of got grabbed by the beast and got thrown.
That was so funny.
One time I hit my head and that hurt.
Me and Kenny were backstage and we were like trying to hold in our laughs the whole time. Because it's just so funny to watch you fly like that.
Did y'all watch me whenever I hit my head?
I don't think so.
My favorite part was probably the fight scene because it was just fun chasing people across the stage.
Yeah, at first, like, she had us standing in place, and we were just in there, we were like, this is going to be so boring. And then once we actually started it, it was so much fun.
Yeah.
Like, that was so much fun.
What was your favorite part, like, as a audience?
Probably when Belle's dad got thrown in the dungeon, or the fight part.
Yeah. I think the funniest part was like the fight scene or stuff like that, like when one of the villagers' pants caught on fire, stuff like that.
Or whenever they threw Gaston off the...
Oh yeah.
Wesley.
I didn't really see that.
I never saw the
Every school day that younger kids came, every time that Gaston fell, they were all laughing. It was so funny.
Yeah, I never got to see it. I didn't even know it happened.
Like, some people actually, they were like, so, did y'all actually just throw him off? I was like, no, there was a mattress underneath there. Like, we were going to harm him for some...
Yeah, we threw him onto the concrete and he... I don't know.
Yeah, so it was... Those were one of the funniest parts of the play. Another fun thing was be our guest. It was fun when we first got our costumes for our knife and fork. It was our first time dancing them. We had learned the dance and we just got our new costumes on with our fork and our knife. Well, we got stabbed in the eye with forks, we got hit in the head with spoons and knocked out and tripping, and it was crazy.
Hey, at least the knife didn't do any harm.
Yeah, I hit her in the head.
Oh, because we had this little turn thing, and we had them facing up like this, and so like my spoon was like this, her knife was like that, and then whenever we turned, we'd smack each other in the face with it. So then Miss Melanie had to turn it upside down.
I had a scratch on my eye from the fork. So that was definitely something.
Yeah, somebody's dress got caught in like the
wall.
Yeah, the wall. The castle thing. Yeah, I don't really know what it's called.
But we could not contain our laughs the whole thing. We were just going chorus by chorus, and we were just like laughing the whole time. We couldn't get the words out, and but at least we were in the back row, so we didn't like have to. We weren't seen as much.
I liked Human again because I had to dance.
Human again was fun.
Yeah. We thought it was gonna be way funner though. Like we thought it was gonna be fun.
Is that fun? Yeah, it was still fun, but we were expecting more choreography than what we got. But it's still. I don't know how she pulled it off in a week. Miss Melanie is amazing.
It was literally a week, and we didn't have the fight scene, and then we also didn't have Human again for just us. They had other parts.
Yeah, we had songs that weren't even choreographed a week before the play, and then Miss Melanie pulled it off. I don't know how she does it. We say this every year.
You gotta give
before every
Hayden
play.
props too.
Yeah,
Hayden and Harper, because they helped a lot with that choreography.
Yeah, all the choreographers helped a lot, but it's crazy how everybody can pull it off in a week. It's like the week before you're just like, this is not gonna happen. I don't see how this is gonna work, and then like the first play comes, you're like, we did that.
Yeah, it was cool how y'all all like did the same moves and stuff, all in like sync, and it was so cool.
Yeah,
it took us a lot of practice.
It took a long time, but we got there.
Eventually.
Yeah, it was definitely cool.
A part that probably wasn't supposed to happen, but was really funny, was when Belle was walking up to like her bookcase and the beast was behind her. He stepped on her dress on accident going up the stairs, and she had to pull it. That was funny.
That was not supposed to happen.
So I think on our last play, it was like it was the last play I think. Somebody dropped their cup and it shattered,
Oh yeah.
on stage or something.
We all somebody was supposed to catch a cup. So
No, they
Miss
had a
Mellon
metal-
said don't drop it. So
They
we
had
were
a metal
thinking-
cup to catch though.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. We were thinking, oh, they dropped it. Oh my gosh, what are we gonna do? And turns out one of the cups just fell off the little table or whatever. But you wouldn't have been able to notice, I don't think, unless the only reason you could probably notice was because it took them so long to clean it up and it just didn't seem planned. But we pulled it off. But another thing is like from the audience, you don't see what's going on backstage, but it is insane, like insanity.
Like when we went to go to the Be Our Guest song, we would have like single file lines, like the longest line you've ever seen of teacups and saucers
And we
and
would go
knives
on.
and stuff, and we would just tiptoe through.
Turning sideways so we wouldn't whack
And then,
anybody in the
and
face.
then like the saucers would have to like turn complete sideways while they were walking backstage so
'Cause
they
they
didn't
can't-
hit the curtain.
Yeah, they cannot move. So we had to go like a whole song before to make sure we got there in time, and it was crazy. Like from the audience, you wouldn't be able to tell what it's like backstage. There's like people everywhere. It's like it's crazy. And one of the songs, there was traffic backstage basically, and it was like everybody kept running into each other, and it was after the fight scene. So many people had ran across the stage into the curtains that it just got clogged and we could not move. There was like a whole line all the way backstage, and then finally somebody came and cleared it out and we got all out. But it's just, you don't see that from an audience perspective. Like, did you have any idea?
Nope. Kinley
Yeah.
was like sitting there, so there was like this long line, and she was like, "What do I do?" And I was like, "Just squeeze your way through." And I just started walking through people, and she just wouldn't move. And I was like, "Kinley, come on!"
Yeah,
couldn't.
sometimes you would see like the curtain move behind there and people poking out, peeking their heads out and stuff.
I know.
Miss
And then the little
Melanie,
ones.
Miss Melanie got on us so bad about that. She was like, "We gotta tape these curtains shut and all this stuff," and I was like, "Oh my gosh."
Yeah, so it was amazing. It's just like, I don't know how. It's just, I'm speechless how all this works.
For Be Our Guest, that was like hard for me because I started on the right side of the stage, like from what we're facing, and then made my way up to the left on top of the stage, and had to go back right. So I had to leave from the right, and I had to run all the way back around for something else. I forgot what it was, but it was.
Yeah, so.
And then my big flat armor, I was like waddling like this.
Yeah, I was in the front row, and when he was putting Hayden in the dungeon, he kept like, I was like staring at him, and he was trying so hard not to laugh. And
Don't stare at me. I cannot take a stare.
And when he was dragging Hayden out to like the back, he almost ran me over with his armor.
Well, to be honest, she did not think about them rows being so skinny that we couldn't fit through there. It was 3 people had to walk through, and we had to drag Hayden. So we're waddling back and forth, trying to get him forward, and it's hard. One time I got smacked in the face with his wig. Yeah, he was fighting, and then he yanked like this, and his hair hit me in the face. I couldn't hold back the smile at that point.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, there's some things you can't help but laugh, and it's like you're trying so hard not to laugh because it's not a funny moment at the time. Like in the battle scene, it's serious. You're trying to fight these visitors out of your castle, but it was so funny. Everybody's screaming, and we couldn't help but like start dying laughing.
Like we didn't even know that they were gonna start screaming, and then like me and Kinley fought like right next to each other, and then her girl just started screaming, and I was like, "What is going on?" And then I was like, "Oh, she's screaming." That's
Yeah,
part
I
of
was
the
like,
black.
what is she doing? She keeps screaming at the top of her lungs, and I was like, and then I couldn't stop laughing. But it was just awesome.
In the fight scene, whenever we first practiced it, I ran back and forth 3 times. The first time we both had our own weapons, and I was chasing the villager. Then we swapped weapons, and the villager was chasing me. And then I ended up with both weapons chasing the villager.
Yeah, that was a great scene.
Because we just got to make it up on our own, like me and Rebecca, we just made it up on our own.
Yeah.
She was like, go this way and like run through here. And
Same.
Miss Melanie never told us where to go or anything.
Yeah, that was so funny. Y'all just running all over the place. And I don't know who it was, but she had like a torch and she kept hitting someone's
Lumiere.
someone. Yeah. It was funny.
One time, we were about to run across the stage and somebody walked out in front. It was a little girl. She walked out in front of me. I almost took her with me. I ran around her with this giant crawfish paddle in my hand, and I almost knocked her out, but luckily I didn't.
It would have been funny if you had just scooped her up and brought her.
Yeah, I just like grabbed her and brought her with me. Yeah, so it was, yeah.
I think one time someone's kid ran onto the stage during one of the scenes. It was funny.
Oh, I don't know. We were probably
it was like-
backstage half the play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After the fight scene, we would always like be so hectic just to try to get like our stuff off because they were pinned to us. And we had this little girl with us, and she was like way younger than us, and she was my little spoon, and she didn't know how to get it off, and I was like, hold up, she's trying to like rip it off of her, and I was like, stop.
That Avery's little sister?
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's our FSE podcast for Beauty and the Beast. So bye.
Thank you for watching.